Water, the unparalleled substance of flat Earth, is what covers 70% of its surface. It is an indispensable substance for carbon organisms, which thrive with its help. It separates the lands, covers them when it can no longer stay within its limits, nourishes nature and has a circuit through which it purifies itself of the dirt it cleanses after people. Then it falls clean back to earth, maintaining and giving life, without asking for anything in return. If man knew how to appreciate and understand who his mother is, who is the one who gives life and kills, who has the greatest power on this earth, who is the only being who can materialize in all three known forms, liquid, solid, gas, vapor, then he should look back at the water. Natural laws cause water to take the shape of the vessels or earth it fills. It does not bend. It cannot stand upwards. It always keeps its surface perfectly flat. The calm water is always straight. And if you look at it from panoramic points, you do it even better. Never forget this law of water. No matter where she is, she seeks to find her level in absolutely every point where she is. Everyone who studied water understood that it cannot sit on a ball, that apples fall from a tree because of its weight, not because of gravity, that the earth does not revolve around the sun, but vice versa, and that everything the surrounding is water. Just as there is water down, there is water up, and these waters are separated by a dome, by a firmament that the scientific world is called Van Allen's belts. To create confusion are those who understood that our system is closed and governed by frequency and vibration, by the electromagnetism that emanates from the central North Pole.
Want to speak to God, but I've always been a sinner. ocean towards the International Space Station.
Initial contact made. The soft capture ring is now going to begin to retract.
Mission Control in Los Angeles watches patiently as the Endeavour capsule docks smoothly. On the other side of the hatch, a team at the International Space Station welcomes 3 astronauts on the trip of a lifetime. Retired NASA astronaut Michael Lopez Alegria led the 20-hour flight for the first time with Ethan Stibb, Mark Paffey and Larry Connor. The entrepreneurs paid $55 million each to stay in space for just over a week. It's the first non-professional astronaut team to travel to the ISS. NASA and others say it's a milestone in the commercialization of low Earth orbit.
Actually heard that Filter song in the 90s, you're probably not going to get it. But that's okay because not important. But what are we looking at here? This was a new one for me. This is really interesting. I've never seen space Kleenex before. I don't know what else to call this. Space stuffing, space hankies. Whatever they've stuffed into the little aluminum foil wrapping around the engine here is falling out with all the vibrating and such. So the ironic thing is that I only found this little clip. I'm sure other people found it too, but I found it purely just by watching the SpaceX footage of this, the launch of this recent journey to the ISS by the first all-private space mission, right? These 3 millionaires or billionaires, whatever they are, who paid $55 million each to go spend a week on the space station, and they're going to help with the research, doing, I think, something to do with cancer cells or something in zero gravity. Good grief. But yeah, but I only even found this because I was listening to this sermon by Pastor Charles Lawson that somebody sent me. I'm sure many of you remember him back from 2015 or 2016 or whenever it was. So that was kind of a trip, but also kind of a bummer.
Our whole lives we spend looking at the horizon and it's flat. I mean, it's flat. That's what the horizon's supposed to look like. And you get up here into orbit, all of a sudden the Earth is curved.
Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Because most everything does float. However,
Houston,
sometimes
this is Station. I'm ready.
A little different happens. Sometimes you just might find a little pocket of
Everybody's certainly here at the Smithsonian today, all the future engineers and everywhere, to understand why the science on the space station helps us out here on Earth.
It's a lie. We got a better things to learn with our time. We don't spend anymore. We don't spend.
Ocean towards the International Space Station.
Initial contact made. The soft capture ring is now going to begin to retract.
Mission Control in Los Angeles watches patiently as the Endeavour capsule docks.
Stories all over the world, scientists are working on projects designed to take man beyond the confines of this Earth. You are looking at the actual models of spacecraft now being developed by agencies of the United States government. This is an Apollo spacecraft designed for elliptical orbit of the moon. Its lunar landing vehicle can transport 3 men safely to and from the moon's surface. These are other types of manned and remote control mechanisms, each designed for a specific function, many already in operation as satellites of this Earth, some in readiness for the moonshot, others designed for probes in deep space, a few to serve as space stations, and the most complex of all, prototypes of craft capable of putting a man on the surface of another planet. The wheel was one of man's first inventions and has been with him all of his civilized life. But now it, like so many other of his creations, must be modified to fit his new demands. These are 3 types of variable radius wheels, designed to transport a vehicle over a rocky surface. New concepts are being created almost daily. Some will never get beyond the drawing board, but others, or their descendants, will become part of man's greatest adventure, the exploration and colonization of space. All over the world, men and women are working to make that dream a reality. Every aspect of the journey is being analyzed, from the tiniest control devices to the mightiest rocket engines. But it's not enough to just get there. Just as the great explorers sailed from Spain and England and France to discover the Americas so that the colonizers might come later, so will our exploration spacecraft precede the colonizers of the planets. Already plans are being made for the colonies. Sources of food and power must be found. Artificial atmospheres created. Everything done to build an Earth away from the Earth. No man living today can predict exactly what the future holds. But this much we do know. All through man's march across this Earth, the wildest dreams and fantasies of one age have become the commonplaces of the next. The motion picture you are about to see can be called today a fantasy of the future. But one day, maybe not too far distant, audiences will be able to look back on it in the same spirit with which we view pictures about the first covered wagons crossing the plains.
Game. And you know what? I'm gonna ban your account forever! Hua! Now!
You're a waste of space.
So why didn't I flinch immediately from those?
Never be late in rockets, don't work in space, it's all fake. The show is on Mars, it's a joke, but you're too far gone.
just have to live with the reasons you might never see. You have to live with it, you better live. With it.
Hey up, it's flat.
Well, that's it.
You going to Amy's wedding?
There you go. Got to get the curvature of the earth in that commercial for figs. Wear figs. Eat figs. Whatever. Alright, they got the ball earth in another commercial. This time a FanDuel commercial.
The smartest decision for all your financial decisions.
The odds of the universe forming, your parents.
There it was. Quick, as usual.
Smartest decision for all your financial decisions.
The odds of the universe forming.
What does this have to do with fantasy or gambling?
Your parents meeting, birth.
Fantasy football, I understand it has to do with actual fantasy.
Is basically zero. So what is life? A chance. And every moment, a bet. Like hearing your alarm. Betting if the milk is still milk. Betting on the durability of grocery bags. And betting when politics will come up at dinner. Yes, we all bet on the game of life, but
Spinning ball?
for you $150 in free bets when you bet just $5. So when it comes to the NFL, bet on America's #1 sports book, FanDuel. And
Stupid as fuck. Alright, here we go, some ads.
Star Wars
Yeah, Star Wars, about space, right?
new episodes streaming Wednesdays.
Oh, look at that.
With performances by Jonas Brothers, Metallica, SZA, Usher, Thames, and Mariah Carey.
TV shows, or like this, in commercials, because you have never been high enough up to see that with your own eyes. You have never been in a plane. You've never sent a balloon up. You've never been in a rocket. You've never even sent a camera up to that height to see that, to see the top of a ball. But you blindly defend it. Yep, you blindly defend it because you're programmed. You're programmed with these images over and over. It's the only time you've seen them. All right, let's see what we got here.
Progress is a race that has no end. After every finish line, another challenge awaits. How can we continue to push innovation in a sport at the forefront of technology?
Oh, so it's a car commercial or something, right? So obviously this should have nothing to do with, you know, the shape of the earth.
Is how. Discover how Aramco and the Aston Martin Formula One team
But yet, then again, right there it is. They got to sneak it in all fast.
aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel target.
Look at that.
Discover how Aramco and the Aston Martin Formula One team aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel targets. Aramco, powered by how.
Powered by how, so let's take the O and how and make it a spinning ball earth graphic that flashes real quick.
Aston Martin Formula One team aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel targets. Aramco, powered.
It's everywhere. It's part of your brainwashing. Next. All right, computer commercial, right? Hardware, software. Dum 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 dum. Again, super quick. Gotta flash it in there quick, because, you know, it's part of your programming. It's part of your conditioning. It's hitting you subconsciously. So when someone argues in the comment section of a Facebook post, the Earth's flat, you come back with, no, it's not. Because you even though you've never seen it, you've been programmed with these images over and over in these commercials. And that's why you believe the Earth is a spinning ball, even though you've never been high enough up to see it with your own eyes. Oh yeah, the satellite, the stars, oh, the galaxy. Dum 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 dum.
The technology inside, the technology that moves the world. In town.
Yep. Next. Can't forget Saturn chilling behind the little girl next to a pyramid. You know, that's also in the commercial. Yeah. Even as you watch SportsCenter Live,
while also asking the court for a more lenient sentence.
they're going to hit you with the graphic.
U.S. officials have said that they believe Russia will eventually send the WNBA star home in a prisoner swap, but have not made much progress since an offer the U.S. made back in June. TJ Quinn has more in our SC report.
Oh, look, it's spinning. Yeah,
Russian
it's spinning.
law allowed.
Like, yeah, that one doesn't look realistic at all.
Offer the U.S. made back in June. TJ
But it's still a part of your programming.
Quinn has more.
Just showing you these images on repeat over and over in commercials, you know, TV shows, movies from all angles, nonstop,
In our
your entire life.
SC report.
This is why you blindly defend it to a stranger.
Russian law.
Mm-hmm.
How to get flat Earth in Solar Smash. Easy.
Hold it!
And there was peace on earth.
And you've always thought you couldn't air press on nails because of all the active things you do? Well, you're ready for beautiful, natural looking, easy to apply nails, pre-colored in 7 luscious hues. Just
It just gives me an opportunity to promote the flat Earth. I think too many people think that the Earth is a globe. It's not a globe. The Earth is flat. Shout out my boy Eddie Bravo and promoting the flat Earth.
Your goal here, promoting flat Earth. Okay.
8 months ago by a small group of scientists who discovered.
Now, if at a certain moment each stick casts no shadow at all, that's perfectly easy to understand, provided the Earth is flat. If the shadow at Syene is at a certain length, and the shadow at Alexandria is the same length, that also makes sense on a flat Earth. But how could it be, Eratosthenes asked, that at the same instant there was no shadow at Syene and a very substantial shadow at Alexandria? The only answer was that the surface of the Earth is free.
They have made us indifferent to ourselves, to others. We are focused only on our own gain. We Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is their primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated.
Hey man, you ever look in the flat Earth?
The world is a lie. Nothing is real. The world is a lie. There is nothing I can feel. Mama didn't tell me that the world is unreal. Imaginary world of lies and unreal. Through the lies and the truth and fairy tale lies not have a prince of ways. I never get told what is real and true. That's why I put truth out of the blue. Never really cared. No one really cares what our heart get hurt. The world is a lie. Nothing is real. This world is a lie. There is nothing I can feel. This world is a lie. Nothing is real. This world is a lie. There is nothing I can feel.
Big Brother isn't just a figurehead, he's an omnipresent entity. Through the eyes of Winston Smith, we are introduced to a society where privacy is an illusion, history is malleable, and independent thought is the gravest crime. As Winston secretly rebels against the party, we bear witness to the terrifying might of a state that seeks to control not just actions, but the very fabric of reality and human consciousness. Terms like doublethink and thought crime emerge, encapsulating the psychological torment of living in a world devoid of truth. Orwell's masterpiece, written in the aftermath of World War II and amidst the rise of totalitarian states, serves as a grim reminder. It speaks of the dangers of unchecked power, the erosion of individual freedoms, and the profound cost of sacrificing truth at the altar of political expediency. If you'd like to hear us talk about more areas of politics, literature, history, and far more, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.
I woke up in a state today. Radioactive clouds headed this way, and the rain that's falling in Japan is a deadly rain.
It's already heading towards North America now.
But the people on the news say it's not so bad. They say it won't affect you, then they add in fact a little radiation here and there is actually good for you.
Actually good for you in reduced cases.
What a crock of shit, what a bunch of liars. They don't even care how many millions will die, cause they're part of the machine, telling us to buy into whatever it is that they decide will be better for the masses, best for the regime. Plague on the loose, you better get your vaccine. Better rising up to that it's for means. Can't you see they're killing us with their chemical sprays and aspartame, with the Terminator seeds from the war machine, with the modified food we be eating all day. Can't you see it's killing us? Have you ever had toxins such a thing as a silent forest? How come the same people that made Agent Orange are growing our corn? It doesn't make any sense until you get this. They sell the food that is making us sick, and when we get sick, the very same people are selling us the medicine. It's a military, industrial / pharmaceutical and agricultural global complex that is taking control because we are letting them. You better wisen up to their deceitful means. Can't you see they're killing us? With their chemical sprays and aspartame, with the Terminator seeds from the war machine, with the modified food we be eating all day. Can't you see it's killing us? There goes another earthquake disaster abroad. Meanwhile, no one wants to talk about heart, cause nobody wanna say that maybe, just maybe, what happened here and what happened in Haiti was actually caused by something man-made, and these men getting away with. You better wisen up to their deceitful means. Can't you see they're killing us? With their chemical sprays and aspartame, with the Terminator seeds from the war machine, with the modified food we be eating all day. Can't you see it's killing us? This is so freaking hard!
The fact that there's a rise of flat earthers is evidence of two things. We live in a country that protects free speech. We live in a country with a failed educational system. Ooh, that one hurt. What's odd is there are people who think Earth is flat, right, but recognize that the moon is round, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and the sun are all spheres, but Earth is flat. In Columbus's day, there was surely a flat Earth contingent. Okay? Yes. Columbus predates the era of experimental checking of any idea you might have. So if you want to say Earth is flat, lunar eclipses. What's a lunar eclipse? If your face is the brilliant sun and this is Earth and the moon is over here, the sun is always casting Earth's shadow into space. It's always there no matter what. So the moon occasionally passes through that shadow. And if you see the shape of Earth's shadow on the
What if I should fall right through the center and come out the other side where people walk upside down? Oh, but that's silly. Nobody... Oh!
And there was peace on earth.
And you've always thought you couldn't near press on nails because of all the active things you do? Well, you're ready for beautiful, natural looking, easy to apply nails, pre-colored in 7 luscious hues. Just...
It just gives me an opportunity to promote the flat earth. I think too many people think that the earth is a globe. It's not a globe. The earth is flat. Shout out my boy Eddie Bravo and promoting the flat earth.
Your goal here promoting flat earth. Okay.
8 months ago by a small group of scientists who
Now,
discovered
if at a certain moment each stick casts no shadow at all, that's perfectly easy to understand, provided the earth is flat. If the shadow at Syene is at a certain length, and the shadow at Alexandria is the same length, that also makes sense on a flat earth. But how could it be, Eratosthenes asked, that at the same instant there was no shadow at Syene and a very substantial shadow at Alexandria? The only answer was that the surface of the earth is free.
They have made us indifferent to ourselves, to others. We are focused only on our own gain. We Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is their primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated.
If you are not solid yet, if you are forming like the early Earth and you're rotating, what's going to happen is you're going to flatten out and you're going to be a little wider in the midsection, like spinning pizza dough. You know, it just gets flatter, right? So Earth got a little bit wider at its equator than it did pole to pole before it sort of froze into place. I say freeze, but we're talking about rocks going from molten to solid, all right? And so in the mind of the rocks, it's freezing, but to us, we wouldn't usually normally use that word. The Earth is just a little wider at its equator. That's all. You call it an oblate spheroid. That's all. It's too many syllables just to say that we're round and a little chub.
Hey man, you ever look in the flat earth?
The world is a lie. Nothing is real. The world is a lie. There is nothing I can feel. Mama didn't tell me that the world isn't real. Imaginary world of lies and not real. The truth of lies and the truth of fairy tale lies don't have a prince of ways. I never get told what is real and true. That's why I put truth out of the blue. Never really cared. No one really cares that our heart get hurt. The world is a lie. Nothing is real. This world is a lie. There is nothing I can feel. This world is a lie. Nothing is real. This world is a lie. There is nothing I can feel.
Big Brother isn't just a figurehead, he's an omnipresent entity. Through the eyes of Winston Smith, we are introduced to a society where privacy is an illusion, history is malleable, and independent thought is the gravest crime. As Winston secretly rebels against the party, we bear witness to the terrifying might of a state that seeks to control not just actions, but the very fabric of reality and human consciousness. Terms like doublethink and thought crime emerge, encapsulating the psychological torment of living in a world devoid of truth. Orwell's masterpiece, written in the aftermath of World War II and amidst the rise of totalitarian states, serves as a grim reminder. It speaks of the dangers of
We come in peace for cats and mice every